Yes, I am Moss. It's another day this side of the hemisphere on this big island in the middle of the pond. Well, today is those topics time to time you ask yourself. It is important to debate, to talk. Well, how do you define fame? How do you measure fame? How do you measure wealth? How do you see yourself? Yes, indeed, those small things. How do you do? So, how do you measure a reactor? How do you measure your life? Well, yeah, it is a shift on the content a little bit, but it's related to. May you have seen me discussing my previous video about influencer behavior and how the influencer start be questionable of his deeds. Yes, that is all about his deeds. But how we gonna start this video? You can see behind the door over there, even on the wall, what is hanging. That is my clothes. So think a little bit how I look right now. Naked, dressed. How? Well, so is on the imagination of your senses, the way you think, the way you see the world, the way you sense gives you the clues, and those other things give you an indication, a little indication who I am and what I dress. You have seen me many times dressed with that blue shirt, jeans, and other thing, but you never saw me on my professional dressing code. So you can define who is my character, but you have seen me in a video with different aesthetics. Bit boring? Not. Just try to make you think what is I'm trying to tell you. Okay, this is how ignorant are negative reactors. Well, to measure how ignorant they are is the same how do you measure how famous, how richness, how that person is, or how they behave, whatever and ever. Yeah, yes, I'm filming from my bedroom window today. This is gonna be like a podcast. Sometimes when somebody reacts something, have a different opposite way of seeing, or positive or negative. But the negative side, the opposite side of a reactor, most of the time is based on ignorance. It's based on ignorance, facts, and baseless proofs, or the God's sake of misleading people. If you watch TV normally these days, that's what I don't do it because I had enough of the TV. You can see today people are very busy going to work. That is the railway station where I live. you see these people say things, even you saw the real fact of the reality happening, and mastermind the lie or the misleading information. Why are they quite intrigued? Yeah, it's the same, the movie stars, people all are out there. But let me go to these Africans that react other people's videos. I was thinking, why most of these Africans, they don't react against these preachers that they take money from people, promise people paradise on earth, whatever way, and they look at never this paradise life happening for them. They struggle, anyway, so much things you can see happening. Well, we have the case here of scammers. We have a case here of defamation. We have case here of dishonor people. It's quite pity when you can't have a benchmark yourself to define something. Just go along with others, what they say, what they think. You need to own your own self. It's like gossip. People buy magazines of gossip and then they go along. When they realize the story was manufactured, they get frustrated, disappointed, and so forth. Indeed, it's frustrating, very painful. But also you need to blame yourself, your inability of understanding what is in front of your eyes. Because the cover of a book is not what is inside the book, just is a message, what the book is trying to reflect on. Is not the message. Because the cover of the book can be the messenger or can be an illustration to elude you. These are how many people measure fame, richness, happiness because of the covers, what they see, but not what they live. And this is sad. I've been follow content for some times, really very for long, and then I never talk about. And one of the things today I'm trying to talk is you to understand something's happening around you that you don't look in, you don't try to understand and figure out. And this is simple. Most recently, people have been killed in a terrorist attack in Moscow. And everybody knows, everybody watch. But how the world react to that attack, people been done. We watch live. People been shot like in a movie. Just pow, 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 pow. People with no defense. People, they didn't done nothing, just been shot. You start asking yourself, why the world does not react when these things happening in London, happening in Copenhagen, Paris, Brussels, in Germany, Berlin, whatever. Well, is how we measure things. How do we see other humans? When you get your brain full of dust, and then get the point, that's the neuronics inside your brain, just a cover with dust, does not make you think. But you don't realize that dust that is inside your brain just is a layer of somebody masturbating your eyes with lies. Yeah, I'm not saying what happened in Moscow was not true, was true, 100% true. But what you heard people commenting and said is what is not true. Because if you take your own initiative yourself and say, the preacher read the Bible, the same Bible that you're going to read, but he said, God said, we all going to heaven. But you're reading the same Bible, the God says, you will go to heaven if you have good deeds. See, there is a difference here. So, the question here is, how those people end up killing others? Are those people really motivated by themselves? No. It's the same with the reactors. Are the reactors motivated by themselves? No. Something has triggered them to react to an event that is out there. So, what is I'm trying to say to you? You need to understand most of these content creators, Africans in particular, when they do videos and shootings, other things, they try to project the images of good people, of people with good intentions, people that also enjoy life. And then also they have their own difficulties and they go through challenges, a lot of challenges. And this will be seen in many other people. I can tell you, many other vloggers from different nationalities. They go through different things, different process. If, let's say, if an American vlogger come to UK, he will face 100,000 difficulties because he doesn't know how harsh the environment, the public transport, how expensive is the accommodation, and how the food is not easy to choose because the offer out there is not the same offer where he lives or where he comes from. So you have to be a trial and error. It's based on those small things you see, you can do it a judgment. But if you saw a fish and chips cover or picture somewhere, you might be thinking, wow, that is nice. When I go to England, I want to eat. These are reactors are doing. Most of these reactors are very ignorant people. And most African reactors are like that. I have followed Junk, is a Jamaican YouTuber. He have this R&B. And as I follow this Jamaican old man with his girlfriend, while they travel in America, and then they flew from Miami back to Jamaica, and then they go around Jamaica and showing sights, places that were amazing, beautiful. I start to realize the reactors of his videos, how positive are, how they talk about things, experience, life experience, how he can do it, especially when his motorbike broke down. Somebody came and said, hey, I have an idea. What about I do this in exchange of this? And that was great to see somebody react like that, say, find a bike out there that is good standard, more stronger in this. I'll pay 95% of the bike, and then you pay 5%, and you travel around Jamaica with your girlfriend and all that and do videos. What do you think? Something like that. That is impressive. And this happened also to another this Argentinian lady that became influencer most recently that lives in Africa, in Yamboanze, somebody bought a motorbike. These are the kind of things you see, the positive but in 2 reactors, in 5 reactors, only 1 reactor, you can see a difference. But in Africa, people can't react to that. People, they are jealous, they're envious, they are so that this anger, this fire inside themselves, that why this person have this, what your eyes deserve. While out here, I live hell. Nobody lives hell, to be honest with you. I'm an African, I'm from Africa. I'm lazy, very lazy. They don't like work, they don't want to stand up and figure out solutions of the problem. If it's all how to build a small shade, how to improve his agriculture methods of cultivate the land, and all. They just sit there and wait for somebody else come, and then when that person comes, help them, they start to cast them, they start to insult them, but they are reaping the benefits. They are reaping the benefits, but they will talk bad about that person. They will treat that person like something else. But this is where the defect is, when most of us trying to measure something and not understand what you measure, and if you are qualified to measure those things. So, if you are out there, you just joined this podcast, try to understand this thing. Try to figure out your own ideas, your own concepts, educate yourself, and say, what I'm watching, what I'm listening, how healthy this is for me, and how this make me a different person. Wow, that will be a change, a game changer of your life, believe me. And that's what I do. I try to look life not only in one way, forward, yes, forward, but in different perspectives. If I do this, if I do that, if I try, what I need to do to make things happen for myself. And this is how you test things and how you make things happen wisely for yourself. And this is what it's all about. Anyway, it is all for today. That was I Am Moss. This is my first podcast. I hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like and comments, and say if you like this podcast. Doing from my window, look to the train station. This early in the morning here, and the other side of the world, people starting to go to work. The sun today decide to rise. That is good sign. It's 6 o'clock in the morning around here. Look like, yeah. And let me go do my usual routine, and see you again later in the next. Please tell me if you'd like me do another podcast with something else, another topic that bothers you, to your interest.